The big beautiful bill may get in a suppressor the easiest shit in the world. But before you get anything you regret, you need to hear this. Everybody that I talk to agrees that if you're looking for a dedicated pistol can, the WT9 from WhisperStrike should be on that fucking list. The WT9 solved the biggest mistake most new suppressor owners make. And I ain't mean to rhyme. This little titanium can is so light, so unique, so gas-free, it might be the first and last 9mm can you buy. Now, the number one reason why I say the WT9 should be on your list in January for that big beautiful bill first pickup is the gas mitigation. Most suppressors, even the more expensive ones, tend to spit out so much hot, nasty ass gas right back in your face. Now, this is not gas-free, but it does a damn good job at mitigation. Most new suppressor owners don't know a damn thing about the gas. They're like, what are you talking about? That shit could ruin a range day, fog up the glass of your optic, and get all in your lungs like you just got done smoking a whole pack of Newports. The WT9 uses a unique system. It's not your traditional baffle stacks, it's a fucking game changer. You gotta see this up close on camera. I'm gonna show you why this small piece in their design saves your lungs and keeps you from coughing up blood, bro. And if you skip the next 2 minutes, you'll make the same mistake that 90% of new suppressor owners already have made. I was helping my boy get a suppressor maybe 2 months ago. We was at an indoor range. We had everything that we needed, man. We had the 147s, 115s just to check on the difference in sound. And he pulled his suppressor out. It was one of the popular cans. One of the ones that I know that you thinking about getting right now. We took it out. It looked good. It was beautiful. We shot about 15 shots apiece. He looked at me right in my face and said, bro, I didn't know it was supposed to be like this. Me from shooting suppressors for a very long time, I'm like, what do you mean? It was like, my fucking glass is dusty. I could barely get the dot to come up. It's not mitigating recoil like I thought it would do. It was quiet as fuck. That's when I realized though, getting a good suppressor is not all about the sound. When you making that first move in January for that new pickup for the big beautiful bill, it's a lot of other things that you need to consider. And we're gonna talk about them right now. Now what you're seeing right here is the smaller configuration of the WT9. It's the baby bop. And what you got right here, this that extra shit. This that shit that's gonna give you a little more sound suppression. And I'm gonna tell you what will be the optimal use case for this and for this right now. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and get this piece on, off camera. We know how YouTube like to discriminate, but we're gonna follow the rules so y'all can get this message. Now, when it's in its smallest form, it's about 6 inches. That's enough for your girl, and it's probably enough for you, right? Now, let's say you're looking for that big dog. This thing goes up to just over 8 inches. What'll be the best use case for something like this versus the smaller configuration that stops right here? Home defense. Having the best sound suppression available. Having this thing in a smaller configuration is more useful for backpack carry or on the range. But when you want something bedside and have the most sound suppression for your family, the longer configuration is the go-to, brother. If you think that the zero tax stamp is the best thing to happen to gun owners in a long time, hit that like button for me and drop a comment. Let me know if you liking the way this thing sounds right now. We running 147s, but we're gonna switch back and forth between that and some 115s, and you let me know how the sound changes. We're gonna also run it against a traditional baffle stack suppressor that I still love, but I don't think it gives this thing any competition. I'm not the biggest baller, but we're gonna use a phone app to give us some sort of sound mitigation. And if you're still around right now, and I know that you are, because you're interested in picking up that first suppressor and you don't wanna make a dumbass mistake. This can has shit tons of features that we already went over. But it's one unique thing about this can that you won't find in most of the options out there when looking for your very first suppressor, especially for a pistol can. And I'm gonna let you know what that is in the next 3 minutes. Now, this is a piece of shit phone app decimal reader. We ain't here to get crazy accurate numbers, but I'm here just to see if the sound is a little bit quieter with the longer configuration, shorter, and with a different traditional style can. So bear with me. The numbers are gonna be all over the place. I tried to give it a little bit of tweaks so it could be as accurate as possible, but let's see how this shit turns out for us. Let's try to get us a little bit of numbers. I'm gonna tell them to you and I'm gonna also put it on the screen. 130, 130, 130, 130, 130. And that one was kind of light. Now let's check it out in a different configuration, the smaller one. Matter of fact, we're gonna run it up against a different type of suppressor right now. Let's put these things side by side and you tell me which one looks a lot better. It seems like it'd be better for your pistol configuration if that's what you're looking for. The WT9 is a little bit longer in this configuration, but once we bust it down to that small size, it's about the same. The difference between these two things is those baffling systems and just the fucking diameter. Look how fat and huge this thing is compared to this. Let's finish up that test. This does not have a booster system, so it's gonna run just like a hush puppy or something like that. All right, this is what this sounds like. 130. Let's get that shit hush puppied up. $130. So look, this test is not doing any justice for the sound. I'm getting 130s out of this and 130s out of that, but I know that you guys can hear the fucking difference between this and that. So we're gonna cut all this fucking decibel testing out. It's not giving us anything accurate at all. You just gonna have to play it by ear, and I know y'all got some good ass ears, and we're gonna see how it sounds. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take these fucking muffs off too, so I can get accurate with y'all boys. And I made the mistake earlier telling y'all we was running 147s. We've been running 115s this whole time. So we're gonna run these 115s, then we're gonna run 147s and give me the sound difference, y'all. Still kinda loud. This a sniper's gun. If this is quieter, this would be a real sniper's gun. One more of the 115s. I guess. Yeah, one more. These are the 147 Softies by Phantom Defense. They going real fucking slow. So let's see how they sound out of this traditional can, and then we're gonna switch back. A little quieter. Accuracy is king, man. Popper. Got the popper going. Boom. Let's do it. Let's get a little bit of So right here, this is a Luigi's gun, bro. This is something Luigi would have been using. If you get that, you get that. I don't need no comments going crazy. But in the comments, if you get that, let me know if you get that, man. This is a Luigi special, no Mario. Now we got our 147 Softies in blue, and it's gonna push all the way through. We got no Luigi special with this one, and let's see how this thing moves, how it sounds really, you know? Let's get it. Woo! Yes, sir. That was nice, man. And pretty quiet. I'm not gonna say I felt a significant difference in sound, but if we talk about recoil though, that shit felt a lot better than that bigger can on this thing right here. For home defense, something in this configuration in my opinion, will be your best bet for your first pickup during that time of the big, beautiful bill. I'm gonna keep saying it, man, because I can't wait to pick up tons of shit. Now, we done put this shit back in a small configuration, but I wanna show y'all real fast before we get into that little part of the demonstration, what the inside of that top bath look like, or that top section look like. This titanium is light as hell, y'all. Look like little hearts moving all through the internals. It is quite dusty, but the other advantage of this type of can is everything comes out of this thing. You don't gotta soak the whole thing and fuck up the Cerakote on this shit. And there's no way you could put this thing back together in the wrong way. It just won't screw down properly. None of that shit'll work. A+ for big configuration. A+ for either can, for real. But if you don't want to run around here like Luigi or James Bond #2, you need to get the right can that works for you. Let's put a little bit of movement behind this one. Am I good? Yeah, we good. Smaller config. Let's jig. I'm out. I like that, man. Just light enough, just small enough to get the job done. Maneuverability is crazy. Durability is crazy. Nothing wrong with my Cerakote. The heat on this is not as crazy as that bath-footed can, to be honest. You see I'm touching all over this can, man. It is cold out here, but at the same time, this shit is not super hot, man. WT9 for the win. Now, earlier in this video, I told you it was a big surprise or a secret with the WT9 that you're not gonna find in many other cans out there. And to be real, the size of this thing, you won't find it in any other can. And that surprise is the booster system in this thing. This can is already so light, but when you shoot suppressed pistols, you usually need a booster assembly. This is something that you're gonna have to spend Blue Benjamins on outside of the suppressor, and it's usually something that new suppressor owners do not even know they gotta get. Otherwise, you're gonna run around Luigi in it like I was doing with that other can. How inconvenient is that to spend crazy amounts on this and have to go back out and get another piece just to make this whole puzzle complete? The WT9 has the smallest booster on the market and one of the smallest configurations, period. Sound suppression is crazy, and with a configuration like this, or a setup, let me stop saying configuration. The setup like this, even though this does have suppressor height sights, you don't even need that type of shit, doggy. .147's out the tank. Hey, the best can you could get for the ticket in the best beautiful bill. John Wick done told you, and I ain't gonna hold you. I love this shit. But hold your horses, brother. There's one more thing I didn't mention. This thing has a built-in flash hider. So when you hear something go bump in the night, you ain't gotta give up your spot with some sight. You can put down them quiet shots and drop that competition, that intruder, right on the spot, and don't even wake up your kids until morning time, man. You can get everybody ready for work and shit like that without waking up anybody. Not a bump in the night, but you knock that motherfucking intruder out of sight. Let's sum this shit up, man. If you one of the millions of people, and I know you are, that are gonna go out and get them a suppressor during this big, beautiful bill, the WT9 should be one of the first on the list that you check out. You do gotta drop some coins on this thing, but this is a one and done type of suppressor if you're looking for something to keep your pistols quiet and have that home defense solution around the house. We already went over how slim it is, how tiny and thin it is. Now that ain't good for everything in the world, but for this particular tube, this is what you want. We talked about that flash suppression. We talked about the sound suppression. We talked about the good enough, decent, well above decent gas mitigation. And we also talked about having the smallest booster in the fucking world, dog. This is something that you will have to go out and pick up with many other cans. Why not be one and done? Come out to the range and have some fun, motherfucker. You already know what I'm gonna tell you. It's John Wick 2.0. Spend your coins right on the big, beautiful bill. Don't play with your bank. Get some sound suppression that you can truly enjoy. These things are real tools, even though we use them as toys. But in a home defense situation, you want superior suppression. Any old can won't stand. So buy once, cry once. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is the last 9mm can you'll possibly ever want to pick up, brother. You already know what it is. It's your boy John Wick 2.0. Hold the door open for the next man. And I'm out this bitch, warriors. Get you a fucking can, dog.